Alright, this is Ubaid on behalf of V Electronics, and in this video we'll be looking at the area of a rectangular solid. Okay, now when it comes to the area of a rectangular solid, we're basically trying to figure out the portion inside this solid. Okay, so this is the space inside the solid. Okay, alright. Now notice it has three pairs of similar sides. Okay, so when it comes to three pairs of similar sides, this is pair 1. Okay, this is pair 2. And this side over here, okay, this will be pair 3. Alright, so basically when you're trying to figure out the area, you will need to figure out the area of all three pairs. Okay, so to figure out the area of the first pair, this will be length times width. Okay, so when we talk about length times width, this is basically your rectangle. Okay, in this case, it might look a bit like a parallelogram. Okay, so you have length over here, and this is your width. All right, so length times width, and you will need to do this for two sides, hence the number 2 over here. Okay, length times height, so we're looking for this rectangle over here, okay, as well as this one over here, okay, opposite to this rectangle. Okay, so when it comes to length times height, you're looking at height, okay, as well as the length. All right, okay, or you can say this is more like a width. Okay, so this is width times height, okay, and width times height. Okay, so that will be width times height. Okay, you've got two sides, so 2 times width times height. Okay, furthermore, you have length times height. All right, so length times height will be for this side on this side over here. So you've got your height and you've got your length. Okay, so this is your length and this is your height. So length times height will give you the area of one side. You will need to do this for two sides. Okay, so you've got two sides, length times height, two sides, width times height, and two sides for length times width. Okay, and this is how you'll figure out the area. Now, suppose you were given a value, okay, for the length, width, and the height. Okay, so let's say your height, which is this portion over here. Okay, this is your height. And this height over here, this is 10 feet. Okay, and then you have your length, this is 30 feet. Okay, and your width, let's say this is 5 feet. All right, to figure out your area, you will need to sub in these values. So we know that area equals 2 into length times height. So we know our length is 30 feet, so 30, okay, into height, okay, 30 into width rather, so 30 into width, your width is 5 feet, okay, plus you have your length times height, so we know that your length is 30 feet, times your height is 10 feet over here, plus width times height. So your width is, okay, 5 feet. All right, so this will be 5 into height, which will be 10 feet as well. So this is 10 feet. All right, so this will be 30 times 5, which is 150. Okay, plus 30 times 10, this is 300. Okay, plus 50. All right, so this will be 150 plus 300 plus 50. Altogether 500. So 2 into 500. All right, so this becomes 1,000. All right, so 1,000 feet. All right, so this will be 1,000 feet altogether. Okay, so your area, this is 1,000 feet. All right, and next you have your volume. So to figure out your volume, this will be volume equals length times width times height. So we know your length. This will be 30 feet. Your width will be 5 feet. And your height will be 10 feet. So we know that your volume will be 30 times 5 times 10. Okay, so 30 times 5 times 10. This is 1,500 as your volume. Okay, and this will be 1,500 feet square. Okay, cube for the volume, square for the area. Okay, however, we have 1,000 as our area, so this will be 1,000 feet square. Okay, so this is basically how you figure out, okay, the area as well as the volume for a rectangular solid. On behalf of V Electronics, this is Obey. Have yourself a great day.